distance.
What sort of effort is going to be required to take it from the concept to actual launch?
Well, actually, there's quite a bit of work to do. First of all, we need to have a car that we want to position for consumer market that is both can be driven as a vehicle but also flying. So that's why we need the technology to marry the both. Secondly, is that we're also working closely with regulators in China to ensure that once this product's on the market, we'll be able to find areas that it can be permitted to fly even though within a controlled area and short distances. But that is something that needs to be communicated and also get regulatory approval. And obviously, thirdly, is to make sure
Known
that
about this
we will
for
have the consumer
8
sort of
years.
acceptance of such new product, which is going to be the first of its kind in the consumer market in China, if not globally.
Is this potentially an opportunity for China to
Ian
establish
King.
a lead in this? I mean, it's going to require a lot of imagination on the part of the regulators, I guess.
Well, I think we all certainly want to be one of the leaders in this space. We think there's a huge potential for
Oh yes,
to
very
economy, including flying
huge
vehicles,
potential.
low-power to flying. It is a very complex problem to solve, both technologically, but also working with governments around the world to make sure this can be a reality. It'll take a long time. So I think we are very patient, but I think there's a huge potential, and also there's a number of players both in China and globally are
Think taxis.
flying in the same direction as well.
Now, looking at your business more broadly, obviously China is still beset with COVID lockdowns and restrictions. How are you navigating your way through that?
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. Right now we're faced with very challenging operating environment. COVID being one of the factors that we have to deal with, which impacted consumer demand, as well as sort of operationally in China, you have to deal with a lot of the controlling measures, and sometimes the supply chain also can get affected. But also as a company that's rely on global supply chain, we also dealing with shortages in parts and some of the chips shortages, etc. So needless to say, it's a challenging environment to operating through. But we have done a great, I think a decent job. We have shown over 100% growth first half of this year, and we want to continue a robust growth because the sector is going through a huge transition towards EV right now.
It sounds as though you are rethinking your supply chain quite a bit, though. I gather you've just changed your primary battery supplier.
Well, battery, we actually rely on not just one battery supplier. We actually are working with 2 to 3 right now on each of the model, because I think right now, given the supply chain constraints, it just reliance on one single
The
supplier
future
is a
of
huge
travel.
risk. We have spent time
Because that's
and
what this
money
is.
to diversify that, to undergo testing for other battery suppliers. So now we actually are not relying on one particular name anymore.
In the meantime, though, you continue to roll out new models. You've just launched a new all-electric SUV. People think that you're going after Tesla and the Model Y here.
Well, I think Model Y is very successful, and Tesla is certainly, I think a benchmark in the industry given their technological sort of advancements. But our G9, which is a full-size SUV, pure battery electric, is going to also have quite a few things to show for. One is that it has one of the fastest charging speed for a production vehicle globally. So, for example, the 800 volt platform the car has allows to charge up to 200 kilometers in less than 5 minutes. So that's
Wow.
one of the fastest speed. It also is one of the smartest vehicle on the road, has the most advanced ADAS system.
That's incredible.
Both in terms of the architecture as well as our self-developed software stack will ensure it has the smartest driving functions. And then inside actually has also beautiful.
Looks nice as well.
Sort of small cabins that also we are very proud of, which showcase voice command, music, video, navigation, etc. It's truly an exceptional product, and we hope to launch both in China as well as in Europe next year as well.
Well, I was going to ask you, Europe is clearly an area you've targeted for expansion. Why is that?
Well, European market for EV is a very important market. First of all, it's as large as the Chinese market. In some ways, it's growing also very rapidly. If you look at the average penetration of EV in terms of overall auto sales, it's comparable to China in 2021. So making it, the second largest EV market in the world. So I think being a leader in China, I think we want to make sure our leading technology and our beautifully designed products can also be made available to consumers in Europe as well.
All right, Brian, we have to leave it there. Appreciate you joining me today. Thank you.
Thank you, Ian.
I did like the look of that.